Today is the 17th of August 2025 in my birthplace of Dundas Town. And one of the greatest history lessons I got in my life was 50 some years ago. My RK teacher. RK, what does RK mean back then, 50 years ago? Religious knowledge. I think his name was Patrick Adley. I'm not sure the first name, but I think his name was Father Adley. We didn't call him Patrick, we called him Father Adley. And we're talking about history, and we're talking about Jesus Christ. So Father Adley said that history that would record the life of Jesus Christ. But interesting enough, Father Adley said that Jesus Christ never penned a single word. Me at the age of 12 years old, being A plus student, I asked the question. I said, well, Father Adley, Jesus Christ couldn't write? Everybody in the Bible couldn't write besides Jesus Christ? He said, that's why there's so many religions. He said, the story of the Bible is not the story of Jesus Christ. It's the story of how somebody else knows Jesus Christ. Somebody else wrote his story. That is why we have so many churches, so much religion. Kai Mills is telling my story. If Jesus Christ was alive today, the story would have been so much different if somebody would have videoed him every time he spoke. I don't want nobody to sell my story because I don't want them to misinterpret what I'm saying. Kai Mills is telling his story. And I want all the younger people, especially first-time voters in Dundas Town, Murphytown, all the way to Crown Haven and Grand Key, to not let nobody else write your story. You ask the question, Mommy, Daddy, you been voting PLP and FNM for 52 years. Tell me your story. What, Mommy, Daddy, has the PLP did for you? What has the FNM did for you? The people of Grand Key, the people of Green Tilkey, the people of Crown Haven to Dundas Town. Have that dialogue with your parents while they are on earth. That you don't have to have nobody else tell your mother and father history of why they have been so supportive to the FNM and the PLP, and they did nothing to improve the quality of life for your mother and your father and yourself. Ask your parents, Daddy, why do you love the PLP so much? Look at the candidates that the PLP has brought to North Abaco for you to support in the last 15 years. Let's go back, let's 15 years. Then you go to the PLP. Mommy, Daddy, why have you been so supportive of the PLP for 15 years? Look of who they have brought to represent you. To the fact that to date, every month, the PLP is paying money to our Member of Parliament to have an office open in the District of North Abaco. And the Member of Parliament to date does not have an office open in the last 4 years. What is he doing with the monies that the government has given him to have an office open so he can have that dialogue with the people of North Abaco. Then you go back and you ask the same question to the FNM supporters. How come the FNM candidate didn't have that office open, not living in Abaco, that he could have that dialogue? Kai Mills shall have that dialogue. That is why we're talking about history. And I'm telling my story. I don't want anybody to tell my story. You know my story. And my story is that Kai continues to care. That is why he's here. Kai Mills shall be the best member of parliament that North Abaco have seen for decades. Just because I am going on the limb and I'm not telling my story, I am telling your story. That is the word history. I'm telling your story about how badly you're being treated by the government agency in North Abaco after 2 hurricanes. Nobody is telling the history of your downfall. Kai Mills is the history teller by coming to video and telling your history of the miserable treatment that we've been getting from the FNM and the PLP. Vote for Kai, because Kai cares.